At exactly midnight, my phone lit up. Not vibrating.
Relax.
Lit
It's
up
not what you think.
like it wanted my attention. I was already awake. Not because I had insomnia, but because for the third night in a row, he hadn't come home. The message read, "Relax. It's not what you think." I stared at the screen, and for the first time in weeks, I didn't feel confused. I felt calm. Because this time, I already knew where he was. For almost 2 months, my boyfriend had been slowly disappearing from our life. Late nights at work. Random meetings that never had details. Phone always on silent. Screen always face down. Passwords changed without a word. And every time I asked, he had the same answer. "You're just overthinking." So one night, after he left in a rush and forgot his tablet on the couch, I did something I never thought I'd do. I checked his location. I didn't even know why I expected anything different. But there it was, a steady blue dot, almost every night, at the same apartment complex across town. Not a hotel, not a workplace, an apartment. At first, I tried to lie to myself. Maybe it was a friend, a coworker, someone crashing on his couch. But week after week, same building, same floor, same late hours, and still the same lies. So that night, when his location stopped moving at 11:42 p.m., I grabbed my keys. I didn't cry, I didn't shake, I didn't even think. I just drove. By the time I pulled into the apartment parking lot, it was 11:58 p.m. I sat in my car with the engine off, watching the building, watching the windows, and at exactly 12 a.m., that message came in, "Relax. It's not what you think." I looked up at the building, then back at my phone, and I typed the reply that changed everything. Then opened the door. 3 seconds passed. 5, 10. Then my phone rang, his name on the screen. I answered. "Where are you?" he asked quickly. "I'm outside," I said. Silence. Long silence. Then I heard it. The sound of panic in a man's breathing. "You're... what?" "I'm outside," I repeated calmly. "Same place your phone's been living for weeks." "You need to leave," he whispered. "Open the door," I said again. "You're making a mistake." "No," I replied. "You already did." The call dropped. The entrance door to the building buzzed open a few seconds later. He had unlocked it. I stepped inside. The hallway smelled like air freshener and secrets. I took the stairs. Second floor. Third floor. Each step louder than the last. When I reached the apartment door, it was already cracked open. And he was standing there. Shoes missing. Shirt wrinkled. Eyes wide with fear. "Please," he said quietly. "Let me explain." "After," I replied, stepping past him. And that's when I saw her, sitting on the couch, wrapped in a blanket, eyes locked on mine, and behind her, a child's backpack near the wall. The room fell silent. "This is not what it looks like," he rushed. I laughed, just once, because suddenly, everything made sense. The lies, the schedules, the missing nights, the emotional distance. He wasn't just cheating. He was living another life. "You told me you hated kids," I said softly. He said nothing. The woman finally spoke. "He told me you were his ex," she said. "That you were unstable. That you wouldn't let him go." I turned back to him. He couldn't look at either of us. "How long?" I asked. Neither of them answered at first. Then the woman whispered, "Almost 3 years." My chest went hollow. Almost 3 years. We had only been together for 4. "And your daughter?" I asked her. She blinked. "She's his." The room tilted. He had a child. A child I never knew existed. A whole second family I had been financing without knowing it. Because suddenly, I remembered. The money I'd lent him. The rent I'd helped with. The emergencies. The temporary problems. I looked back at him, and this time, I didn't feel hurt. I felt disgust. You didn't just cheat, I said. You built a second world on my back. The woman stood up slowly. You told me you were divorced, she said to him, her voice shaking. You told me she was gone. He tried to speak. Nothing came out. I took my phone out, opened my messages, scrolled calmly, then held the screen toward her. Photos of us, vacations, anniversaries, promises. Her knees buckled onto the couch. That's when the crying started. Not from me, from her, from him, from the life that just collapsed in that room. I didn't stay for the chaos. I turned toward the door. He followed me into the hallway, grabbing my arm. Please, he begged, don't leave like this. I pulled my arm free. You left first, I said. By the time I reached my car, my hands were shaking, not from fear, from release. The next morning, my phone exploded. Calls, messages, voicemails, from him, from numbers I didn't know, from apologies wrapped in panic. I didn't reply. 2 days later, the woman messaged me. She left him, took the child, filed for support. The apartment emptied, and the man who told two women two different realities was finally alone with the truth. A week after that, I received one last message from him. I never meant for it to blow up like this. I stared at it for a long time. Then I replied with the only truth that mattered. It didn't blow up. It collapsed. And I blocked him. Sometimes the truth doesn't need to be chased. It just needs you to show up at the door it's been hiding behind. If this story moved you, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this with someone who needs courage tonight. And in the comments, tell me, would you have walked inside that apartment? Or would you have driven away?